What is up, everybody? Happy Monday. Glad to see you guys here. We have a good show planned for tonight. We got some stuff. We've got a few entries already for questions or channel reviews. So if you want to get in on that, I do have pinned to the top of the chat where you can go and answer the questionnaire and get your channel looked at. Questions, it doesn't even have to be a channel review, but if you want any questions answered about YouTube, content creation, whatever, throw those out there and we will answer those. We got some, I know of at least one person that wants to go live. Again, this is going to be a just stream with me type live. So if there's anybody in the chat that has never gone live or only gone live maybe a few times and you just want to come hang out just to kind of get your feet wet, you know, break that initial barrier of going live for the first time, then, you know, let me know. I'm going to throw the link for the stream out in just a few minutes. And basically the rules for it is you need just at a minimum, you'll need a phone and some earbuds just so we can, you know, have a conversation, talk during the stream. If you have more than that, that's perfectly fine, but that's at a minimum. The second, it is a G-rated channel. I do have my kids watching and you know, we got ladies in the house. So, you know, it is G-rated. So that's just kind of how we do things here. So I appreciate that. And yeah, I think that's it for, as far as rules go for that. It's pretty simple. So everybody that's here, thank you guys so much for being here. There is the comment out here, so you can hit the link in that comment if you'd like to submit that. It's also pinned to the top. What's up, Ryan? Good to see you. You guys had a great first stream last night. Beard Bros, if you guys missed that. Apparently that was paid for by Weatherbeard, if I'm not mistaken. I'm just kidding. That seemed to be I guess the running joke last night, but they had a great first stream. So if you guys missed that, go check that out. I think they are live every Sunday night, if I'm not mistaken, 6 p.m. Eastern. So great job last night, guys. Robert says everyone has a beard but me. Yeah, my community here, the people that I hang out with, they're all pretty much bearded. Yeah, that's what binds us. So what's up, Jason? Good to see you. Nick, hope you're doing well. Nicholas Z, good to see you, man. Hope you're doing well. Let's see. Who else is here? Ellie, I see you. Let's see. Would love to see a YouTube video on StreamYard tips and tricks. I know you don't use StreamYard anymore, but would love to see one with your knowledge. Yeah, I definitely have that in the plans. I've been kind of going through some of the new changes they made recently. So I did the video on the Stream Deck, which is awesome that they've incorporated that. The Stream Deck is amazing. I mean, you know, I use it with Ecamm, but StreamYard is a great option for streaming also. I'm a fan of StreamYard too, so it's a great way to start streaming. It's easy, all that good stuff. But I definitely have some video ideas for using StreamYard. I don't know if you noticed, but StreamYard has also added I think they call it managers, so you can actually have people that are controlling your stream that have access to that side of StreamYard so that you can just do the show. I think that's really cool, like if you have a producer or somebody running that kind of stuff for you. So I was excited to see that. What's up, Dean? Good to see you, man. Internet's messed up. You live in Florida? You got Dave's old internet? Hope you're doing well, man. What's up, Johnny? Good to see you, man. And yeah, Ryan says yes. If I can click here. Hold on, issues on this side. So I see Ryan's comment, but I can't. There we go. So yeah, every Sunday, 6 p.m. Eastern. So every Sunday night, 6 p.m. That channel is called Beard Bros. What's up, Dan? Hope you're feeling better, man. Hope you're feeling okay. I know you've been kind of under the weather for a couple of weeks, so I hope you're feeling a little better. Ellie said if everyone's too shy, maybe. There you go. Hey, Anita, good to see you. Finally made it live. Yeah, I appreciate it. Great video today, too, by the way. Those kind of videos are hard. I know for me, they'd be hard to put out. We can probably have a conversation. Most people in here kind of know my story, my childhood, but those kind of videos, I like that you do those. That, you know, those things are hard to talk about, and that's what I say, where everybody has a message, and there's somebody that needs to hear your message. You have a great message. I'm glad you're doing your videos. What's up, Disney? Good to see you, man. Sarah does not have a beard. I believe her husband does, though. Correct me if I'm wrong. I know that he's got a bald head because he recently came into contact with a skull shaver, so that's cool. But Sarah, good to see you. Hope you're doing well. Yeah, Jason. So Jason, 2 weeks ago, Jason was the first person to jump on live, and he's been live since then. So Jason, I'm proud of you, man. He was live with Ferocious on Friday, and couldn't see the chat and us at the same time on StreamYard. You couldn't see the chat on your side. So if you were on your phone or your computer, that looks a little bit different, but you should have been able to see a tab for private chat, and the regular chat should have been there. Brandon said, what's going on? How about them Packers? How about them Packers? Do I have the right? Let me make sure I got my sound set up right here, because that deserves. I wasn't ready with that one. I got a couple different sound bigs here, but that deserves something. Go, Pack, go! Yes, sir. And I don't know if you guys saw or not, but Green Bay has opened up stock sales again. So I think they open up tomorrow, I believe. So what's up, Jay Cruz? Good to see you, man. Corey, good to see you, man. I'm looking forward to Friday. So for those of you that are into beard stuff, I've got a live stream on Friday night on my other channel, Bluegrass Bearded. We're going to release Corey's, basically celebrate 6-year anniversary, release his special scent for that. So I'm excited for that. I can't wait. Sarah says her hubby does have a beard. I thought so. I thought he did. Jason, there was, and I could see the chat, but then couldn't see me and Nate. Okay, gotcha. All right, guys, well, let's get started. Give me 1 second here. All right, we do have our first person going live. Now, you guys know this person, but we're going to have a chat. He reached out to me before, and we kind of talked about some ideas. He definitely goes live, but we're going to talk about Casey. What's up, man?
How's it going, Ken?
Going good. How are you today?
Good. I'm doing good. I can't see comments right now, so I'm sorry, everyone in chat. But what's up, everyone? How are you doing?
Are you on you're on your laptop? It looks like, right?
I'm on my computer, yeah. But I don't have. Let's see. I can get comments right here, so I can get them pulled up right here.
Okay, no worries. So, first of all, I like that hoodie you've got on. I got one hanging in the closet.
Yeah, I had to rep the Bluegrass Bearded for you.
There you go. So we got both brands on the screen. I love it.
I need to get a just hit record now.
Right? Yeah. What's up, Andy? Jason had to toggle back and forth. Okay. I may do a video about that, because I think StreamYard, is pretty standard. Casey, correct me if I'm wrong, but StreamYard, when you are on the other side, so like when you and Tyson do your show and you're on the other side, you can see the comments. They're up there on the right side, right?
Yep, they're still on the right-hand side there.
I thought so. What's up, Vato? Vato says, hit that like button like it owes you money. Yeah, if you guys don't mind, hit the like button on the stream. That helps the stream. It helps YouTube push the channel out, lets other people know we're live. And if you guys want to, screenshot, share it on IG, let people know we're live. I appreciate all of you guys. What's up, Zeb? We were talking about you a minute ago. The stream you guys did last night. Great job last night, you guys.
Yeah, it was a good show. I popped in for a little bit.
Yeah, and Dan, split screen is your friend. Make sure to mute YouTube. Yeah, I've always got YouTube up on the other screen over here. So for those of you that don't know, so Casey, I will let Casey kind of introduce himself, who he is and what he does. He's got a couple of different things that he has going on. But Casey, real quick, you want to introduce yourself to the audience here?
Yeah, I'm Casey, Bushy Beard. You guys all know me as Bushy Beard. I started a channel doing similar kind of what Ken's doing here. I wanted to bring people on screen, and I wanted to thank you for this, Ken. I thank you for doing this. This is, like I said, I've kind of wanted to do this for a while, but I never felt capable of doing it, and that's what this show is for. This show is just hit record. I mean, just get out there and do it, because whether you feel capable enough or not, it doesn't matter. Just get out there, do it. Like I said, I wanted to kind of do something like this before I got into some other, or bought into Copper Johns. But this is kind of what I wanted to do with the Bearded Regard, and I'm glad that you're doing this. So thank you. Thank you for that.
Yeah, there's, you still hear me okay?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. I turned some volume down a little bit, took myself out of my ears. Yeah, and that's the whole idea for this. There's so many people that that want to go live, even that want to just do a pre-recorded video, and to get in front of the camera for the first time. Let's talk about pre-recorded, right?
Yeah.
Just to sit by yourself and talk to a camera, and talk about, you're in a room with nothing but a camera, your thoughts, your notes. Hopefully you have, and so especially pre-recorded the first few times you do that, it takes a while to kind of get used to just talking to a camera.
It does, yes.
Live streaming, I think, is even more, it can be more intimidating because even though it's the same thing, I'm sitting in my room right now talking to a camera, but I've got people here. Obviously I've been doing this for a while, so I'm used to it. But at first, my first live stream I ever did, I always talk about this because I think it's so funny. I knew and I planned for the delay that you have when you first go live, but I still sat here for about 15 seconds and looked at my side screen. And just one of those things you get, so there's a lot to get used to, right? So yeah, that's the whole idea for this. I want people just to be able to go live and break that initial fear.
Exactly.
What's up, Tom? Good to see you in here, sir.
Yeah, don't hold back. If you've got something in your head that you want to do, just get up and do it. Obviously, do some research. Do a little bit of research. It's always good to pre-plan a little bit before you get into anything. But just get out there and do it, because you'll never get it if you don't try. So.
Yeah, and that's why I say if you have a phone and earbuds, you have enough. You've got enough to go live. Now, if you decide to go more than that and buy some more gear and stuff like that down the road, that's awesome. But you don't have to wait for that to start.
The phones we have these days almost record. They have some better cameras than a lot of the cameras out there on the market right now. So your phone is just a good enough tool to start with whatever you want to do.
Yes.
Definitely.
Yep. Yeah, that's true. Phones are they're getting amazing with what phone cameras and mics can do now. Yeah, plans are great until they stop you. Yeah, for sure.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, you want to be prepared before you get into anything, but no, unless you got to do it to try. I mean, if you don't try, it's never gonna get it done. So
you guys started the Bearded Regard. I don't know how long ago now, Casey. What was it? Maybe a year ago?
It was February.
Okay.
So January we kind of started up. I think February was our first show.
So talk a little bit, if you don't mind, about when you guys first started planning that. What kind of conversations, obviously ones you can share, what kind of thoughts went through your head? Was there any intimidation? Were you scared to do it? What did you guys deal with?
Yeah, I'm really hard on myself anyway. So I don't know if anyone knows, maybe has seen, I've never been on screen by myself either. So I haven't actually done this by myself. I've always had someone up here with me. And that helps me. That makes me feel more comfortable. So starting the Bearded Regard with the Bearded Beanie and Gentleman Prime, I had those guys to kind of back me up and be there on my side. And two awesome guys, amazing people. Some of the better guys I've known probably in my whole life. But I started the Bearded Guard because of my nervousness and kind of shyness of being on camera and doing this right here. So that's why I wanted to start it. And both of them had never done anything like this, so they were both new to it as well. So it was all new guys to the screen, just jumping up and seeing what we could do. And we had a lot of fun with it. That's one thing about these. You'll find if anyone starts doing this, it's a ton of fun. And to share the screen with guys like Ken and some of the people that I've shared the screen with, it's just amazing. I would never take it back.
I mean, I agree. There's I love live streaming, and you and I, we were talking earlier, and like I told you, even from the start when you guys first started doing the Regard, and this is something that I thought was cool for you to come on, because you say that you were nervous to do it, you felt shy, you guys, that's something though that for the most part, once you get in front of the camera and start going, most of the time, unless it's just like crippling fear that has you like paralyzed, most people don't really notice on the other side that you're shy or that you're nervous about it. And I've never got that from you or from the Regard guys.
I know. I asked Ken to be on the show here, and he's like, well, you're comfortable on the screen. You've got the, what do you, why would you need to be on the show or whatever? Basically saying that I've done this before, but I mentioned to him that I'm not the most confident person. That was what he said. You're a confident content creator, and so I said I'm not the most confident person on screen. I'm not the most confident individual. So that's something I've really worked on the last year and a half. I'm really trying to build that confidence in myself more, and getting on screen doing this has helped build that confidence. It's helped because it just shows you that I can go do something that I didn't think I could do, and if you can, the more and more things like that you add in your life, the more and more things you do and accomplish that you never thought you could accomplish, the better you're going to grow yourself and have confidence.
Yeah, for sure. And when he reached out, and I hope it didn't come across this way, but whenever he did reach out, it wasn't like, well, no, I don't want you to come on because you're already good at it. I was surprised that he reached out because he's so good at it. It just doesn't come across.
It didn't come off the wrong way, Ken. So I
Okay,
understood.
cool.
I know your typical guest is someone that's never been on the screen before. That's kind of what you wanted to do, and I'm here mainly to thank you, and I want to encourage everyone out there. I want to encourage you guys, jump on here, get on the stream with Ken, and conquer some of those fears, because you never know where you're going to go after that.
Absolutely. To all the new people that have never been here before, thank you guys for popping in. We got Sherry,
Yes.
Awesome Sunsets,
Welcome.
and then we have her husband, Bucks Outdoors. Welcome in, you guys. I appreciate it. Jason said, it's easier than I thought, and a lot of it had to do with the positivity from the community and the chat. They all cheer you on. Oh, 100%.
Yeah, the more people you have behind you, the easier it is. 100%, Jason.
Yeah, and me and Jason talked a few times before the stream started, and he had an issue with earbuds. He's like, oh, I don't have earbuds. And I was like, dude, don't worry about it. Let's just roll with it. We'll deal. If there's sound issues, we'll deal with it. We'll figure it out. But come live, let's do it. Because, and, there were no issues. He didn't have any issues at all. And
that was
so,
a good show.
Yeah, I'm glad he did it. And I'm glad that he's gone live again since then. I love that he was live on Friday.
Yeah, like I said, you never know where it's going to take you. Get up there and do it.
Yeah, for sure, JPB. I will, here in a few minutes, it may be coming across. I think Nightbot should be sending it out already. But the link will be kind of going through the chat. And then here in a few minutes, I will share it again. I'll make sure it's out there. I'll make sure you have it. But definitely, man, you're more than welcome to jump on.
And I don't want to take the screen all night here. So if someone else wants to jump in, come on in. I'll jump off, and I'll see you in the chat.
Yep, you're good, man. We got so what we have planned for tonight. We have this kind of stuff planned. I do have some questionnaire. I think one at least to have to talk about, and I've got some. If later on there's nobody else, no more questions, and we've got some this or that, we'll have some fun. We met you on Jeff DeWitt. Oh, awesome. Okay, cool. Jeff's a good guy, man. I like his. I sent Jeff a message today because he was supposed to go live at 10:15 this morning to do Good Morning Disney, and he didn't go live. So I was like, "Hey, man, are you okay?" And he told me, "Yeah, some things had come up." So I was looking forward to the show, though.
That's the other nice thing about these communities is you've got people looking at or watching your back, and if you don't come on live, they're calling you, "What's going on?"
Right. Yes.
So the dedication and the brotherhood of this community is amazing. And it's not just the beard community, but all of these communities. You've got the content creation, you've got another community, lots of communities out there to get into, or to try to find some backing.
Yeah, and that's what makes it so awesome. Like you said a second ago, the community and the chat, and Jason said the positivity in the chat made it awesome. It really is, man. When you start to, you have those people that are here every week hanging out, no matter what you have going on. You have people that we can't all make every stream. People sometimes miss or whatever, but you kind of know who is hanging out, and yeah, it's really awesome to stream and hang out with everybody. So, yeah, JPB submitted. We're going to do a channel review. JPB, you tell me how you want to do it. If you want to come on screen, we can do it together on screen, or I can do it separate. You let me know what you want to do, man. We'll do it. So Casey, so now you had been doing the regard for a while. So basically
Yep.
February until really a couple of months ago.
Yeah, it was it was 2 months ago or so, I think.
Yep. And now you and Tyson are doing a stream together on Wednesdays on the Copper John's channel.
Yep.
So how do you feel? So we can say basically what 10 months or so, 9 or 10 months you've been streaming now.
Yep.
How do you feel the progression? So have you gotten, I think you're more comfortable now, but what would you say has been, what have you noticed as far as your progression from then until now?
I'm much more comfortable now. I still get times I have to. Okay, let's. If I'm going to be on a stream, I've got to prepare myself. I've got to basically that whole morning ahead of time. I'm preparing myself so I don't get the anxiety. I have some anxiety issues, so. There's been times in the past, you can ask my wife, she'll attest to this, where I was just shaking, like uncontrollably before the stream. Before, when Tyson told me that we were going to do a stream together on Wednesday nights, he told me a month before we were going to do it. And that night when he told me, I was so nervous, and it was a month down the road, and I'm shaking. And I'm thinking, oh my goodness, how am I going to do this if I'm already this nervous, you know? But I really have to prepare myself. I have to basically, it's a whole day thing. This morning I woke up and I prepared myself for being on your channel, Ken. And so so that's just that gets to, with my anxiety, it's kind of tough. So, but it's gotten a lot easier. I don't have as much trouble anymore with the anxiety part. I don't get as nervous, but it's still there. So that's one thing that I've gotten a lot better with is, and then the being more prepared just for like my setting and getting my cameras and everything. If you have that all set up ahead of time and you don't have to try to rush and do it 5-10 minutes before your stream, it's going to be a lot easier for you too. So.
Well, I'll say, and I'm curious, so I want to ask the chat this question also. So in the chat, those of you that do live streams, even if you do videos, either way, if you are putting out some sort of content, but if you're live streaming and you know it's time to stream, it's 15 minutes before, do you still have any nerves? Is there still any you can say anxiety or nervousness or whatever, knowing that you're about to go live? I'm curious how other people feel. I can tell you for me, there's still that feeling of, okay, am I ready? Is everything in place? Am I going to mess anything up? Am I ready? Breathe. Okay, hit live. We're going. There's still that little for, you know, before I go live. I think that's always going to be there. But
remember to breathe. That's important.
Remember to breathe. Yeah. And then just hit record.
Yes. You got to remember to hit record. And thank you, Nick. I hope you're doing well. But thank you for that.
And thank you, Corey. Yeah, your background looks good. I like the is that that's a Dixon banner. I like that.
It is a Dixon banner, yes.
Very nice. So
I need to get a different setup. My wife, you were talking about this with your wife today on a video. My wife is very supportive of me. I'm set up in our dining room right now, so everyone knows. She allowed me to set this up in the dining room for time being. So it's very she's got my back 100% if she lets me do that.
That's awesome. Yeah, if she'll let you set up the dining room, that's dedication and support for sure.
Yeah. 100% support for her.
So let's see, we got so Sherry Awesome Sunsets. We do hunting, fishing, and hiking videos on Buck's channel. So
is that Johnny says he shakes like a leaf every time? Is that true?
I don't know. If he said it, I would guess so.
Johnny seems very confident on screen too, so that would surprise me.
So let's see, Jay Cruz. I know Jay Cruz does get nervous. You seen him start a show? He's hype when he wakes up that morning.
Yeah.
He's always so coffee ready and sometimes rap music. Yeah, he's already hype.
Cruz and Dan Sebo, they're built for this stuff. I mean, it's just natural. It seems like that anyway.
Sarah said she still gets nervous. Now, Sarah, I think you go live on Mondays also, right? Are you getting ready to go live here pretty soon, I think? She does a live stream, so her channel is about kind of like the minimalist lifestyle.
Okay.
homemaking, family, kids, stuff like that. But she does a live stream, I think, also on Monday nights. So, but anyway, she says, "Oh yes, I still get nervous." Andy, I get my hype on. Andy just does the Pragmanis thing. That's how he gets ready. And if you guys don't know what that means, check us out on Friday nights on Table Talk, and you may get to meet Pragmanis. So Dan says, "I was born a freak and never had any nerves, not even on day one. I get excited and hyped, but never nervous. I feel like a part is missing at times." I think with Dan, I believe that 100%. I don't think Dan has any nerves about anything that he does.
I forget to write things down a lot. I'm always got to remind myself to write things down so I remember, because I'll get so nervous and worked up that I forget everything I was going to say. It's like my mind goes blank. I can't even think of words, what I'm going to say sometimes. So
Right.
That's how nervous I get.
Brian says, "I get nervous and pace the house 30 minutes before I stream."
Yeah.
Yep. I've done that before. Usually though, that 30 minutes before, I'm still like checking, so Brian uses Ecamm also. And one big difference with Ecamm and like StreamYard, they're both awesome services. StreamYard is really good if you just want to go live real quick. There's not a whole lot of setup. Ecamm is more, there's a lot more into it for what you're setting up. So usually the last half hour, I'm still making sure that all the right buttons are pressed and, the sounds are set up right and everything's in place. So that's usually the most, as far as what I'm nervous about, is something is not set up right.
That's nice about StreamYard is you can do a lot more with Ecamm. I've heard. I've never had any experience with it, but a StreamYard you can just jump on and go. You're ready to go, and as long as you've got your videos, everything downloaded that you wanna do, you can just jump in and you're ready to go.
Yeah, and this is where you'll get the question sometimes. What streaming platform should I go with? And I always say, first of all, what type of computer do you like? Are you a PC or are you a Mac? Because that's going to be the number one. I would never recommend that somebody change their type of computer for live streaming, because you want to be comfortable with what you're using.
Right.
And the reason that matters is because Ecamm is Mac only. But StreamYard is great, especially for somebody who's never streamed before, who just wants to set up, start streaming. It's so easy to use. Ecamm is more involved if you're a little more advanced and have the tech skill to use it. And it's not hard to learn, but there is a learning curve with it.
I'm glad I came on here tonight, Ken. You guys are making me feel a lot better. So I'm not the only one that paces the house for 30 minutes before they start live.
I'm telling you, we all, yeah. What's up, Gary?
Words are hard when you're live. Yes, Sherry, you're right.
Bearded Vato says, "I want to start a channel about making people check their DMs." Yeah. Another inside joke. If you guys don't know, if Vato ever tells you to check your DM, think very clearly before you check your DM.
He's gotten me twice on that so far.
Corey says, "Every time that I go live, I think it puts me at ease to know that there will be people to interact with. I think recording a video in a quiet room would be difficult." Yeah, and you know what? That's that extroverted side of you. Me and Corey are definitely opposite on that, because I'm more introverted. The quiet room doesn't bother me. But it's funny that Corey comments, because actually the first stream that I did where I froze for the first 15 seconds, Corey was the one on screen like, "Hey, okay, I think we're live."
That's why Corey's always got that soothing music in the background, huh, Corey?
Yep, that is awesome. And Dan's another one. Sam C is so supportive of him, and obviously takes part in the channel and stuff like that. I think it's awesome.
No, you have to have a backing, from family or your significant other, because if the support, you go watch Ken's video today about it. They explain it all right there. I don't even have to explain it, but the support's important to have. But Mel and Ken did an amazing job explaining that today.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I was glad to have Mel on a video for the first time on this channel.
Yeah.
Sherry, awesome sunsets. I don't get nervous anymore when I go live. I used to, though. Yeah. So, Sherry, if you don't mind, what are your all's? Is this something you do on your channel? So I know your husband's is about hunting and stuff. What is your channel? Sherry, awesome sunsets, because it sounds like something that I would probably like. we like to me, it sounds like some kind of maybe a vacation destination type channel. I don't know.
And I don't want to scare anyone off from doing this. We're making this sound so nerve wracking, and it's so hard. It's really not. It does get better. It really does.
Yeah.
Like I said, with me, it's gotten probably, I would probably have to say 75, 80% better, but it's still, it's a good thing that you're nervous sometimes. If you're nervous, that means you care about it.
Right.
If you're not nervous at all, do you really care? I mean, what do you do? There's no nerves behind it. That means if you are nervous a little bit, means you care about it. So.
Yep, for sure. I don't know. I guess anything that I do, like even before recording a regular video, there's a certain amount of nerves. Am I ready? Do I have the notes right? Am I going to remember what to say? But yeah. Appreciate that, Dan. Yeah, it does really help. That like button does. I tend to repeat the same descript words over and over. I need to write down a list, I guess. Yeah, writing it down definitely helps me.
Yeah.
Hey, what's up, John? Good to see you. Glad to have you in here, John. John's a really good. If you guys want to, so on Tuesdays and Thursdays he's live. Tuesday on J.A. Smith's channel, and then Thursday on Coffee Talk and Text channel. But really good creator conversations, tech conversations, tech advice. John's a great one to go to. All right, Casey, I'm going to give you the floor for another minute or so. I do have another guest waiting, so
Okay.
What else you got? Anything you want to talk about before you go?
Well, hey, Tyson. No, like I said, I wanted to just jump on and say thank you, Ken, because I think this is important. Like I said, for me, having those insecurities and that not having the confidence to do this right away, and then getting out and doing it, I've really grown in the process. So anyone out here that's thinking about it, or even maybe wants to do it, jump on here and do this with Ken and get more comfortable. Just do it at home. Throw your camera up and just record yourself talking for a while. Just get comfortable with it. There's nothing wrong with it. It's a building activity.
Yeah,
so
for sure.
Yep.
Well, Casey, I appreciate it. Again, when you go live, I don't see nerves from my side. I don't think anybody else does either. You do a great job. You guys keep going, man.
You guys have really helped me tonight, so thank you. I appreciate that.
All right, man. Well, I'm sure we'll be talking again soon, so I appreciate it, man. Have a great night.
Yeah. Thank you, Ken. Have a good night.
All right. See you, brother. All right, so that's awesome. So, again, Casey, like I said, he went live back in February was the first time, and it was a good example of hearing somebody who feels nervous and, is not sure that, how it's coming across, but he's always done a great job. And I think anybody, if you put your mind to it, go live. And I bet you're going to be harder. Well, I know, let me not say I bet. You're always going to be harder on yourself than anybody else. So definitely go live. All right. We have, hey, what's up? What's up, Scott? Good to see you, man. All right. We have another guest here, and you guys are going to know who this is. Now, he is new to streaming. He's been streaming. I know he's done it on IG a few times. I may be wrong, but I think last night was his first time ever live on YouTube. I'll let him correct me if I am wrong. But here we go. What's up, man?
What's going on, guys?
Oh, there we go. There's a little delay, but it'll usually catch up after a minute. It always takes it a second to catch up.
Okay.
So what's going on?
This is a little delay.
Yeah, it should clear up pretty quick. So for those of you that don't know, this is John Paul, just plain bearded. So JPB, what's up, man?
What's going on? Hope it clears up. Maybe let me try switching to Wi-Fi.
Okay. He'll come back, so we'll bring him back in. So everybody that's popped in, hope you guys are doing well, having a great night. This will be our second guest, and actually, if this works out, if he's here, he is. Let's see if he's back.
Let's see if this works. Yeah, bro.
You sure you look stressed, bro?
Yeah, I'm always stressed.
Nah, you wasn't, bro. Take a trip, bro.
So what's going on, man?
Always. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
can
that's
hear
my
you.
coworker. Just okay. The camera's a little delayed. I hope that doesn't interfere too much with everyone hearing
How you stressed with that nice beard you got, bro?
me. My coworker's always complimenting me on my beard.
There you go. There you go. Yeah, the your audio and video is a little bit delayed. I'm not sure if it's a bad signal where you are or what, but
Yeah, let me try switching to.
okay. We'll wait again. So let's see. Bucks Outdoors said, someday I would like to get an RV and add RVing to the channel. Oh, that'd be great. I'm gonna check out your channel because Bucks Out. I'm gonna make sure that I go over and subscribe and check out what you got going on. Oh, that's cool, John. I didn't know that that was your middle name. That's awesome. Should you do a live? Well, my answer is gonna be yes, almost always. Um, yeah, that's pretty much going to be my answer always. Now, you definitely want to have a a show idea. You want to have something to go live with, but obviously, I know what you do. I know that you would have something. So, yeah, live streaming is awesome, man. It's so much fun. Was that your cousin Pablo? You talking about the guy he was talking to? And yeah, it looked like he was at work. Yeah, yeah, and he's dropped off completely. So we'll switch back over. We'll see if he comes back. So yeah, he was at work at Starbucks. That could be why he's having some connection issues. So we do have a channel review. Let me see if we have anything else on here. And it's actually, the channel review is for JPB. So I want to see what's going to happen first before he comes back on. We'll get to that. But guys in the chat, let me know, how was your weekend? Let me know what good happened this weekend. What you guys had going on. See if he's coming back. Let me add him back. Hey,
I'm sorry. Can you see me now?
I can. Yeah. Yeah.
No delay?
Nope. Now it's perfect. It looks great.
All right. It was probably the Wi-Fi. I'm sorry about that, guys. I do apologize.
No worries. So yeah, so Scott Burton said, yo, is this man working at Starbucks right now? He is.
Always. Always,
So,
man.
so JPB, do me a favor, let everybody know who you are, your channel, what your channel's about, and a little bit about yourself.
So I've been streaming for about 4 months now. My YouTube channel is Just Plain Bearded. I just went over 100 subscribers this past month. So I officially got to title my channel. If you like comment or send it to someone, you could put youtube.com Just Plain Bearded, and my account pops up like that. It's super easy. I'm so grateful for all the 100 subscribers. It's really been an embracing field for me because I really didn't think I had much to give to the community, to be honest. Uh, but I did go to school for film, and then after talking with Dan, yourself, Ryan Bearded Cheesehead, and a lot of other great guys in the community, they supported me 100%. They said, go for it, do your own thing though. I learned along the way not to like try to mimic too many people. That was a little pitfall, to be honest, at first, because it felt comfortable to kind of mirror those that I strive to be like Jay Cruz, even yourself, or Michael Cribbs. But
Right.
after getting feedback from like yourself and Ryan, Ryan's another great guy that's been kind of my Yoda to me because he's always been like, hey, you could do this better. Um, Not ripping, I would say. He's not ripping it apart, but he's kind of just like pushing me. And really, when I decided to get InShot and things like that, that's when my video quality stepped up. And then I started following Heather Ramirez on Fridays
Yep.
with yourself and Dan. And then my thumbnails like went to a new stratosphere. And I got to thank you again also for teaching me how to like crop my picture and put it on a background. So it's really been amazing. And like I said, this community has been very embracing, especially with everything going on with my wife. It's been a extreme uh, humbling experience. And yes, my first live stream was yesterday.
Okay.
but it wasn't on my channel. It was with a channel that I started with Zeb and Ryan, and we're calling it Beard Bros. I didn't want to do it on mine because I wanted to do something that wasn't just beard related. So, you know, we're still trying to find our footing. Yesterday was a beard focus thing because we wanted to definitely highlight some companies of 2021.
Right.
But going forward, we're not going to always do beard stuff.
Yeah, and those are cool shows too. Just kind of hang out and chat, and that's yeah. I had a great time when I came in there last night. You guys did a good job.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it. And I mean, that wasn't technically my first live. I mean, I've been on Dagan's show, just like popping in, kind of like what I'm doing here. But I count that as my first live because I was on for it the whole entire time.
Yeah, you guys were on for what, about 2 hours or so?
No, like an hour and 15 minutes.
Okay, I thought it was longer because you guys started. I thought I came in. I know I came in late, so
Yeah, we started around 6 p.m. and we ended around 7:15. I felt a little bit bad because my wife got a little mad. She was like, "Hey, you said it was going to be an hour." I was like, "Yeah, but we were covering different things." But she was super supportive. She was in the chat. A lot of people showed her love, like Aaron Brooks, Mark Browning. I love those guys. Those guys are true brothers of mine. I consider them family. I consider you family. You guys are all family to me. You guys are my extended family.
same here, brother. Same here, man. I got to give Ballard Vibes something real quick. So Ballard Vibes, I asked people when we were kind of going back and forth when you were getting your signal figured out, how their
Yeah.
weekends were. Ballard Vibes says
Okay.
the Packers won this weekend. Always good.
That's always a good thing, man.
Go Pack, go. So let's see. Tyson said he watched the worst movie ever, The Eternals, this weekend.
Oh man, don't tell me that.
No spoilers, but I've heard that said before, yeah.
Yeah.
Aaron said, who let this hooligan on screen? You know
I
what,
don't know,
Aaron?
man.
So, Aaron, your opinion hardly counts, sir, because you don't like Leatherbeard products.
That's
Just
true,
saying.
man. That's true. Well, just a little side note for you, Ken. I am working currently on a custom scent with Mythical because of the bid that I bid on for Charlie's thing,
Right?
and I added leather. Leather is my first note of it.
Yes.
So when I get some samples,
Let's go.
you know what I'm saying? I'm excited,
awesome,
man. It's
man.
gonna be interesting.
So let's talk a little bit. So I wanted to cover this, and Ellie said it. Constructive criticism is crucial. You were talking about how Ryan, kind of gave you some things, and other people have too. Kind of told you some things you should
Yes.
probably change, and yeah, doing this YouTube thing, you're gonna have people that will always tell you, great video, yeah, you did a great job, and then you're gonna have people, and you appreciate those people also because it's support, but then you have your people too that you're gonna be really close with, and they're gonna say, well, maybe you could have done this differently or a little bit better, this.
Absolutely.
That constructive criticism, those are the kind of people that you definitely want in your ear more, because that criticism is only going to help you get better. Now, I've said before, the criticism has to come from a good place, from somebody that you trust, and that is coming from a good place, but you definitely, that's always going to help you be better.
Yeah, absolutely. Honestly, yeah, like I said, the first couple videos, again, like I wasn't trying to rip him, but I just love the, hey family thing that Cribs always does.
Yeah.
Because I thought that was warm, and I guess like unknowingly, I mean not unknowingly, but I kind of just did it, and just because I love the feeling of it. But Ryan pointed out, he was like, "Listen, man, if I was you, do something different. Be different. Be John Paul." And he was like, not to sound harsh. I was like, "No, thank you, man, because nobody else is saying anything to me." And then I think a day later, you said the same thing to me, and you were like, "Yeah, just be yourself, John. I think you have your own thing to bring to the community," and it really motivated me just again to change my mindset of how I approach reviewing.
Yeah, and it's easy when you first start, because usually when you do start, you've already watched other videos that you're interested in within that niche, and it's easy to try to mimic, and not even try to mimic, right? Naturally, this is kind of how you saw things being done, so it's kind of easy in your head, okay, this is how this works. But you definitely have to find some way to lay your videos out differently to set yourself apart.
Yeah.
So let's see, I'm going through the chat. I want to make sure that I haven't missed. Yeah, Casey says JPB has really grown his channel and has improved. Yeah, I
Thank you,
remember
Casey, man.
I was in Heather's stream when you first popped on with her for the first time, and that was honestly the first time I'd ever seen you. And obviously, you know, being in the beard community, I was like, well, who's this? I've never seen him before. But that was the
Yeah.
first time that I'd ever seen you.
Yeah, because I had seen Dan on her stream, and he, was talking about how he started the channel, and I talked to my wife, and she was like, "Listen, do you think you could make money off of this?" And I was like, "It's to me just a like kind of an outlet, and maybe eventually, who knows?" But especially with everything that happened, like with her getting sick, I think the channel really kept me steady. And I know that sounds weird because you got to be a family man, and I was, but really the channel became kind of therapeutic for me in a way.
Yeah, there's nothing weird about that. I think most people, if you were to ask, and we'll do this one in the chat. In the chat, those of you that have YouTube channels or make content, let me know what does your channel mean to you as far as your personal life? Is it something that is your outlet? Does it help you through? I always say it like this, right? This is kind of like when somebody asks you what's your hobby or what's your outlet, what do you do to de-stress? What do you do to, just to get away? This is, for me, this is it.
Absolutely.
Mel supports me, and I'm sure she'd rather me be down here than out, hanging out watching games at the bar or something, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, so it's not weird. I mean, this is my outlet also. So guys in the chat, if that question makes sense to you, let me know kind of your thoughts on that. What does your YouTube channel for you? And here's Andy, he said it's my outlet. Yeah. I think most people would probably agree with that.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So I don't know how long you have. Do you want to go through your channel while you're on screen?
Yeah, I got a couple. I do got a couple more minutes, so yeah, if you guys wouldn't mind, go through it. Please give me some constructive criticism because I am definitely trying to step that up, especially with dividing myself into two different channels now. I'll be honest with you, I did find myself kind of focusing a little bit more on the Beard Bros because it was a live stream, and I felt that needed planning. But I still do want to grow Just Plain Bearded to something more.
Yeah. All right.
But I'll be right back, man. I'm going to be listening. I'm just going to go throw some money in the registers.
Okay. Sounds good, man. So Scott says it's also my way of giving back and helping companies with showcasing their products. Yep. John says pretty much my hobby instead of riding motorcycles after an accident. Yep. Me and John have talked about his story, and I'm glad that you are here to make a channel. Motorcycle accidents are no joke. Anita says, just recently I realized that my channel is mainly a creative outlet. There you go. And we're talking about wrenches. I don't know, Vato. You want a wrench, Vato? You let me know, man. I'll give you a wrench if you want one. I know Jay Cruz would love that. All right, so I'm gonna get his channel pulled up here real quick. Let's see.
Count this money.
So bear with me, guys. I'm gonna pull his channel up.
Oh, my phone fell. I apologize, man.
No, you're good, man. I'm just getting your channel pulled up, and then we can kind of go through this. I looked earlier, and I do have a few things. I also noticed a lot of improvement. So you've done what a lot of us do, right? We start with videos, we start putting stuff out there, and then as we go, we figure things out, we make changes, we make improvements, and you've done some of that. So, all right, let me get this set up here. Let me get you on screen so that they can see you. All right, bear with me, guys. We're almost there. There we go. All right, so this is your channel, Just Plain Bearded. Congrats on the 100, man. That is the first, the first number milestone. It's awesome to get there, to be able to change your URL. And just those three numbers, man, that it's awesome. All right, so John Paul, the first thing that I notice when I go to your page is that you don't have any channel art. So
No.
there's no banner up at the top. Now the reason that's important is because when somebody and everybody in the chat also, there are some other creators in here. If you guys have any advice to us we're going through, throw it out there. You know, if there's something that you agree, disagree, if there, you know, there's plenty of different views, so throw them out there, and we will help here. So, your channel art is for me when I first go to somebody's channel, the channel art is important because it tells me what that channel's about. You know, you have your channel art. Usually, what you'd want is, and obviously this is not all inclusive or it doesn't have to be this way, but typically kind of my view is you want like a picture of yourself, of you doing something. You want your channel name, and then you kind of want like a mission statement. So something in your banner that kind of tells people what your channel's about, because attention spans online are short. And if you can give like, you know, 3, 4, 5, 6 words, about what your channel's about, they can see that in the channel art. They know right away, oh, okay, his channel is about beard products and beard care, right?
Yeah.
So that would be...
That makes sense.
Yeah, that would be the first thing that I would say. Hey, what's up, Todd? Good to see you. Christmas Clatters in the house. What's going on, man?
Hey, I actually got to see... He was on with you, right, last week?
He was. Yeah, he was fun to talk to.
Yeah, I got to watch that. That was cool.
Todd's a really good guy. So the channel art, you definitely want to get some channel art figured out, and I can help you with that if you want. We can figure that out.
Yeah, I would, because I'll be honest with you. I knew that was gonna be one of the things you were gonna say, and that's the one I've been like, how do I do that best? Because I don't currently own a computer.
Gotcha. I can help you out with that, man.
Yeah.
All right, so channel art. Now, a few things that I noticed. Now, first of all, I'm going to go to videos. And you talked about thumbnails. You've done a great job with where you are now. So when you first started, you kind of basically let YouTube pick the image, or maybe you picked it when you're uploading. You can kind of pick from the images YouTube selects for you from the video.
I let YouTube pick.
You let YouTube pick. Yeah. So. Yeah. And so you did that, and then you can see a progression here because you let YouTube pick a few times, and then we get up here. Here's you holding the bottle, so that's one that you made. And then you've got some with you pointing at the companies, and we've progressed to actual, thumbnails. So now, like, here's Jay's Beard Essential. You've got the company name, the name of what you're reviewing, some art there. I think that's definitely a much improved thumbnail. So that's. You brought that along, man. Good stuff.
Appreciate it, man.
I like the Chucky one. That gets attention.
Thank you, man. I just took what John put, and then I just put that instead of my face. I thought that'd be like more interesting.
Yeah, and like John says here, don't forget to size your channel art for all platforms from mobile to PC. Absolutely. It's kind of confusing when you're building your channel art because it needs to be, and I forget the actual dimensions. They have to be, but basically you got to create art that fills everything from a mobile device, so from your phone to the size of a TV screen. YouTube gives you those dimensions, and you have to fill that in, to get the most out of it. So I've got templates and stuff for channel art, so we'll definitely get you something there.
All right, man. I appreciate that, man, bro.
The next thing that I noticed when I was looking earlier is there are no playlists. Definitely not a requirement. I think, though, playlists are important because you can break down. Well, let's look at your videos. So far, is it mostly reviews so far that you've done?
Yeah, just reviews right now on the channel because the live stream on Sundays was easier because that's a home day, where the other days have been like appointments and things like that, or like I'm with the baby. So I don't know if right now I'll be live streaming from home beyond Sundays.
So do you have, and I know, now I know in your situation, you guys have a lot going on, so you may not have it fully planned out, but
Yeah.
do you have a general idea for, moving forward? Are you going to do, is it mainly going to be reviews, or do you have plans to do, like tips and tricks videos or other types of videos?
So I've been thinking about doing maybe some tips because I have learned so many tips, especially from Dan, and a few other people. So I'm definitely gonna credit those people saying, hey, these are not tips I've learned myself, but maybe I've customized it like here and there.
Right.
But I have been thinking about it a little bit more, like especially like maybe in the new year. Uh, I'm planning on taking. I'm not gonna take a break per se, but I'm definitely gonna take a break from buying and just kind of. I think that's when I'll be reviewing the Fable stuff that you sent my way, and kind of giving that a try. And then maybe like that'll be when I start to introduce maybe some of the tips that I've learned along the way, maybe some tricks I've learned along the way, and just kind of like give back what I've kind of learned.
Yeah, and even with the tips and tricks stuff, right? There are, so same thing. I mean, we all kind of learn our tips and tricks from others, and then I don't, I'm sure you like me have tweaked some of that for how you actually do things yourself.
Yeah,
And if you need to jump off at any time because I know you're at work, man. If you need me to shut up, just tell me to shut up.
you're good, man. I'm counting money. So
Okay.
I actually have to count all this now before someone leaves. So that's why I was like, hey, if I could hop on now, that'd be great because I actually had the time to jump in the back and count all this money that we make at Starbucks.
Okay. Do you want to? I mean, you tell me what works. We can continue, or do you want me to come back to this when you're
Yeah,
done counting? It's totally up to you.
no, absolutely. I can multitask, man. I'm actually really
Okay.
good at that.
I cannot.
I've
All
been
right.
this whole
So
time while talking to you, I've been counting money.
okay, cool. I hope the till doesn't come up short. So
Nah.
all right, so going to the tips and tricks thing, like even if you did those kind of videos, there's going to be things that you do that may be a little bit different. Like you may take, for example, you may take the way Dan, does the heated brush thing, and maybe you tweak that a little
Hmm.
bit because you do something a little bit different. Um,
Yeah.
that's the thing where like me, for example, I don't use heat, so that would be kind of my tips and trick, I guess. Nothing. But there's gonna be ways that you do things differently in yours, so that'd be good for people to see too because they may relate to you and the way that you do it, right?
Yeah,
Um,
that's a good point. Yeah.
does he have past streams and upcoming live streams categories on his homepage? No. So on the homepage, so in JPB's case, he hasn't done any live streams on his actual channel, so he doesn't have that set up yet. And this is where I was kind of going back to the playlist. So once you have playlists built, so like right now you would have reviews and newer channels, so you're still kind of building a catalog of videos. But once you have some playlists going, then on your homepage you can actually list your categories or your playlist on the homepage. So you can have, for example, let me bring mine up. All right, so on mine, he may have had to step away for a second. I actually just want to go to
Yeah,
my
I heard
channel.
somebody. I heard someone screaming, but it was like outside the terminal.
So when you go to my channel, for example, I've got a category that shows my current live. So whenever I'm live, this will be here, and then that will disappear when I'm not live. So that only shows when you are live. Past live stream shows up, and actually, what shows up here, if I have a scheduled stream, it'll show upcoming streams, and that credit actually goes to John. I didn't realize that you could put those categories there until John let me know. So again, John, thanks for that piece of advice. But basically, if you have your playlist, you can put all your playlists down through here. It just kind of gives,
Mm.
people come across your channel, gives them an easier way to find, you know, something in that category. So once you get to that point where you have
You
playlists, I'd recommend doing that.
I mean, I'm thinking right now, what would you think about maybe doing a playlist for, because you see right now, I just came up from just reviewing Jay's Beard Essential. I'm reviewing just by the beard. Would it be smart maybe to categorize like, hey, like by the company, because there's a few that are there that were just one company, and maybe like categorize it like weather beard reviews, and then you see like the days that I reviewed them.
So are you doing one? It looks like you're doing one company a month. Is that right?
Yes, that's what I'm doing right now.
So yeah, that'd be a good way to do it. So I see that you have, so 2 weeks ago,
I
three
have like
weeks
four
ago.
J's Beard Essentials.
Yeah, that'd
About
actually be a
four
good
or
way to do
five.
it. If you're going to have that many in a row, if you're going to have like, basically you're highlighting a company for a month, that'd be a great way to do that. Make a playlist
Yeah.
for each
Okay.
company. Yeah.
All right. I think that's what I'll do tonight or
Yep.
tomorrow.
And one
Definitely
more
work
thing
on
that I
that.
would say too on your past videos with no thumbnails, if you wanted to and you had time to kind of make some thumbnails, you can always go back and update thumbnails on videos.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking about too. But honestly,
Yeah.
yesterday I was like, I think I need to spruce some of these up.
Yeah, and a lot of people find that will help. It will help that video start to get some more views and stuff.
Yeah.
So let me check the chat real quick. So that was that one. Of course, Gary comes in and says, did somebody say cookies?"
Cookie
Scott's
water, bro. That's what we're saying. Cookie water.
Scott says you're sitting back there counting stacks.
Facts, bro. Legit. But I do have to go, man. Unfortunately, oh, snap. I got to finish up over here. I just really wanted to hop on with you. And again, thank you so much for everything that you've done for me personally. You've been a really good friend of mine. I don't say that to many people because, especially with everything that happened, it's hard to let people in.
Right.
But I feel like this is gonna sound corny. I feel like you, Dan, Jay Cruz, and Ryan have forced your way into my life, and I'm grateful for it. No, and I say that in all respect because I know I wouldn't be here where I am in these past 4 months if you guys didn't give me constructive criticism.
I appreciate that, man. Keep going. Keep making videos. Keep improving every time. And we can talk more. We'll talk more offline about some
Yeah,
of the stuff we
absolutely, man.
talked about with your channel.
I appreciate you though, man. Again, and guys, please keep supporting Ken, man. Keep supporting his amazing family. You guys are truly awesome, man.
I appreciate you, man. Well, be safe. Don't work too hard. Looks like you're about to get out of there.
Yeah, not really. I'm here for another 2 hours.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
That's why I
Well,
gotta
don't work
go.
too hard.
All right, man.
All right.
Blessings.
Later, bud. All right. That was cool. So yeah, let's see if we have anything else on the forum. We might not. Nope, that was it. That's all we got. So if you guys have any questions in the chat you want to throw out there, we have some, obviously I can answer them. We have some great people in the chat that can answer questions about content creation, or we can just hang out. I've got some this or that type questions too. So let me know what you guys want to do. And yeah, I agree. Definitely keep going. So Just Plain Bearded, I saw him the first time. Like I said, he jumped into, Heather was doing a stream like this on I think it was a Friday. And he jumped on with her. I'd never seen him before that, but he's a really good dude. And those of you that kind of know what's going on with him, he's dealing with some stuff right now, but he's going, man. I think he's going to be all right. So you guys need some channel art for the Beard Bros channel. Yeah, it's important for every channel to have channel art. Like I said, that's the first thing that when somebody comes to your channel, that's the first thing that they see. So that's how they know what your channel is. And most viewers, if they don't know who you are, when they first come across, if they can't figure out in the first, 5 to 10 seconds on what your channel's about, they may not stick around and try to spend too much time trying to figure it out. So the channel art lets them know what that is. Let's see. Christmas Clatter says, can pinned comments be added to a scheduled video before it goes live? Yes, they can. So actually on mine, the comment that you see pinned up to the top, I pinned that up there sometime this morning when I was getting everything ready. I pinned that at that point. So yeah, they can be pinned before it goes live. Mark says, Ken, you look so happy teaching and helping others. Oh, I am. Absolutely. This is what I love doing, man. I love doing this. And obviously I've I'm still learning stuff too, and there's a lot that I don't know. There's plenty that I don't know, but I think that the stuff that I have kind of figured out, and the things that I've been able to do on not only, this channel's still new, but my, the Bluegrass Bearded channel, I think there's a lot of stuff that I've kind of figured out that have helped me to be successful there. And, I think that I have enough that I can help and still learn as I go too. So yeah, this is what I love doing. So how do you make playlists visible on your channel? I thought I did, but I don't see it on my end. So when you go into YouTube Studio, here, I'll pull that up real quick so I can show you. All right, so when you go into YouTube Studio and you go to your playlist, you can actually select the playlist and just edit. And when you get into the edit side, you'll see, let me make this a little bit bigger actually. So it's at least visible. So when you come in to edit it, you can hit a drop down right here. Just make sure this says public. If it's unlisted, then it's kind of like your videos. It won't show. If it's private, only you can see it. So just make sure that says public and you'll be fine there. So that's that one. And actually, let me look at your channel. So are you saying when you go to your channel, you don't see the playlist? Or are you talking about the playlist up front on the home page of the channel? You may be talking up front because, yeah, up front I don't see your playlist there. So you kind of have the standard shorts and uploads, which I think is the YouTube default when you first build a channel. So you don't have that there. Is that what you're talking about, Scott? Or are you talking about the actual playlists themselves? Okay, playlist on the home channel. All right, so to do that, I'll go back to mine and show you real quick. So when you go to YouTube Studio and you actually go to customization, so on the very first page where it says layout, you just scroll down here and you can actually hit your featured sections. So you can select different sections. The way that you do that, you just hit add section. Let me try to scroll in. So you would just hit add section and it gives you a lot of options for what you want to add. You can select a playlist. Here's your live streams, which again, John showed me this. I never even thought to look at that part. But you can put your live now, your past live streams, upcoming streams, all these different options you have there. So then once you do that, it'll show them out here, and then you can actually click to move those around. So if you wanted to reorder them however you wanted, you can move those around. What's up, Ben? Ben's got band practice. Good to see you, man. Go have fun. If you guys didn't know, Ben Jam is a rock star. The guy's got a voice. Yep, so that should help you out there. And oh yeah, dude, it helps a whole lot. I love the live stream part because a lot of times, you know somebody's gonna have a live stream, but you're looking for the actual stream for the link, whatever. But that's easy. It's an easy way for if somebody's looking for your live stream, they can just go to your channel and they'll see it right up front there. They don't have to look very far. Of course, now also Instagram is letting you put links in stories. So that is super valuable. I love the fact that we can put links in stories now and didn't have to wait till 10,000. So yeah, so hopefully that helps, man. Let me know if you need more help with that. So if you guys have any more questions, throw them out there. We will get those. Let's do a this or that because Mel came up with some with a list of questions. These are fun. If anybody else wants to jump on and go live, make sure you jump in there. Let me know. We'll definitely do that. But we'll do some this or that. Maybe chat for a few more minutes if you guys want to hang out, and then we will start to close out. So let's do the first one. And why don't we get some music with this? We'll get the music. Mel picked some music out for us tonight. We'll see how it is. See if you guys like it. All right, so the first one. All right. Let me know in the chat, would you feel worse if no one showed up to your wedding or to your funeral? Would you feel worse if no one showed up to your wedding or to your funeral? Let me know what you guys think, and I'll give you my answer. Hey, John, I appreciate it. Yeah, Instagram has been valuable for me since I started, with my first channel. And, the stories especially are just another outlet for creating. I love seeing what kind of stories I can come up with. So, would you feel worse if no one showed up to your wedding or to your funeral? Let's see what we got here. So, Ellie says funeral. Mark says funeral. I just needed my wife there. At the wedding, I'm assuming you're saying, yeah. Funeral. Diablo says funeral. You guys let me know if the music's too loud or anything. So, let's see. Zebbeard says wedding. I'm not going to be able to feel anything at my funeral. Jason says wedding. Funeral, I'm dead. Wouldn't know. So, it looks like we're getting split here. Mel says funeral. Nick says, actually, funeral's starting to win. Funeral. John says wedding. I won't care when I'm dead. I barely care now. Oh, John, I don't believe that. I know you do, man. Mark, and yes, wedding, yeah. Okay, so I'm going to give you my answer. I would feel worse if no one showed up to my wedding. And the reason I say wedding is for the same reason that John and Jason and Zeb said. The funeral is for you. It's for the people that are there. I'm going to have no idea what's going on. So, I didn't hit the music to loop. Did you guys not hear any music? Let's try it again. Maybe I didn't have it up loud enough. So for me, like I said, a funeral is more for, and the rest of these questions are not this deep, but a funeral is more for the people that are there. I'm going to have no idea. I'd rather have people at my wedding. And they were, and I'm never going to have another wedding, so I don't have to worry about it. So there is that question. All right, next question. Would you rather listen to music from the 70s or music from today? Music from the 70s or music from today? A lot of you probably already know my answer. I know Mel does. She already knows my answer to this question. So I'll wait for some answers. I'm going to fix the music real quick. Can you guys hear the music now? Okay, cool. All right, Jason Klein says 70s all day. Mark Brown says today. Bill says the 70s. Anita says the 70s. I like 70s rock, but I'm a youngin', so today. Aldemir says 70s salsa. There you go. Very specific. Okay, cool. The music's good. Okay. Ellie says the 70s. Mel, Mrs. Coach says, I want 80s, but going with today. So that's picking from the two options available. Rules. I'm just kidding. But 80s are good too. I'm going to let Mel answer this question for me because I already know she knows my answer. Nick says 70s, even though I'm not that old. Yeah. Mark, 80s music is great. 80s music is probably definitely top 3 time period of music. We were flipping channels the other day, and I saw that MTV was playing. I think it was called "I Just Want My 80s" or "Give Me My 80s" or something like that. It was pretty cool. They were actually showing music videos on MTV. I was blown away. I haven't seen that in years. Today's music, no more messages. I'm with you, man. Andy says 80s. And there it is. She knows. Ken is 70s all day long. You give me 70s classic rock, which we call classic rock now. Give me Johnny Cash, Waylon, Willie, Chris. Give me the country stars from the 50s, 60s, 70s. That's all I need. John loves 80s music too. 80s back, yeah. That was the, that time period from the 50s up through the, I'll even say 90s. There was some great music in the 90s. Past the 90s, not much that I like. Ellie said, I wanted to be an MTV VJ so bad. I want to hear the story And maybe you have to come live sometime and talk about it, but I want to hear the story about how you were on, because I saw you say in a chat you were on MTV at some point. I want to hear that story, if I'm remembering that correctly. All right, so what do we have next? All right. Oh, yes, John. B.B. King, one of the greatest guitarists ever. Chuck Berry also. All right, would you rather be stuck on a broken ski lift or in a broken elevator? Broken ski lift or broken elevator? Which would you rather deal with? Curious about it. I've been on both, never broken, but I've been on a ski lift, been on an elevator. Which would you rather be stuck in? So Casey says ski lift all day. So we got ski lift. We have another ski lift. Andy says too hard to answer. I don't know, man. I think you got to pick one. If you had to pick one, lesser of two evils, which one is it for you? Ski lift, better view, ski lift, ski lift. Scott says neither. If you had to pick, man, which one? Ski lift. Let's see, another ski lift. Okay, Anita says elevator. Okay. Ski lift, better view, ski lift. Elevator. Ellie's been stuck in an elevator before. Okay. I'm going to say ski lift. A broken elevator, you have to wait for somebody to actually get to you to get it open. And, there's a door in the top. Maybe they can get it, enough open where you can slide through. I'd feel stuck in an elevator. A ski lift, at least it'd be easier. They just have to come down with the trampoline or whatever it is they hold under you real quick. Bring some kind of a lift device to get you down. I think it'd be easier, and plus I can see what's going on. I would hate being in the elevator, not being able to see what's going on. I think that would probably scare me more than anything. John's done the broken elevator, so ski lift, yeah. Ski lift, better views. Elevator, you end up stink gases. Are you saying what happens in the elevator? You guess you would do the elevator. Can't stand being trapped in small spaces. Yeah, same here. That would be the worst part of it for me. Anita says, I think it would depend on the company I'm stuck with. Yeah, absolutely. I would agree with that too. Yep, I will. I'm with you. I'm with you, Casey. I'm going to let that one, I'll go with the ski lift. So that's my answer, but there's no wrong answers here. All right, next. Next we have, would you rather explore space or explore the ocean? Explore space or explore the ocean. Which one would you rather do? So Ellie says, I would request videos on TRL all the time, and one time I got to meet Mr. Bombastic himself, Shaggy. He had a special camera vest that they put on me after I did a segment with Carson Daly. Holy cow. That is awesome. When was that? I mean, TRL was back in the 90s, 2000s? That's cool, though. That is awesome. So let's see. Bill says ocean. Nick H says space. Ocean. Space. So far, we're split on it. Ellie, I got to introduce Limp Bizkit on the countdown at number 6. That is so cool. Is that on YouTube anywhere? I'd love to see that. That's awesome. Space. Ocean life scares me. Space. Ocean. So much still. Oh, that's absolutely true. But I don't know, is there more unexplored in space or more unexplored in the ocean? My mind tells me probably space. Space. Yep. So I'm going to go with space on this one. Space, it would be awesome to go and explore space. Scott says space. I've got a fascination with space and with NASA and now with SpaceX. We were talking about this the other day that, there will be a day, I think, where we as just normal people get to go travel to space. That's what, Elon Musk and SpaceX and all that's working on. I think that's going to happen. Haven't been able to find it. Okay, that'd be cool to see. Space, there's nothing but space. Go underwater, you'll be amazed. Yeah. I'm kind of who said it? Somebody said it. Yeah, Jason said it. I'm with Jason. Ocean life scares me. You've seen some of the videos like when divers go way down deep, or they send the robots down deep, and that you see some of the images of some of the creatures that live real deep down in the ocean. I don't know about that. Some scary looking critters. Can't touch the space. Mark says ocean. Yeah, I'm gonna go with space. I think it'd be cool to go explore space. I hope I get to live long enough to see the day when we actually can go to places like Mars and other planets, if that ever happens. That'd be cool. Deep sea, super scary. 100%. Yeah, I'm definitely sticking with space there. All right, next up. All right. Now, I'm going to say before I put this one up there, and this is directed mostly at Mel, but for everybody, you have to pick one of these. I'm going to steal one of Dan's rules. You have to pick one of these. You can't say neither. You can't say something else. Would you rather eat a meal of cow tongue or octopus? Cow tongue or octopus? Which one are you going with? Cow tongue or octopus? So they're just pets. Take a sub in the ocean. That'd be cool. Explore the ocean, find the megalodon. I can't say that word. Megalodon? Megalodon? Alright, so Mark says octopus. Nick H says tongue. Bill says cow tongue. No, Casey, you gotta pick one, man. Gotta pick one. I'm curious about this one. Jason Klein says cow tongue. Yeah, Aldemir, this is a good point too. You can get rescued on water but not in space. Yeah, I mean, if something happens in space, you're pretty much stuck. That's absolutely true. Let's see. I've eaten both, but I'll have to go with octopus. Nicholas Z says octopus. Alright, she picked. Octopus, I'm not eating the tongue of anything. I wasn't sure which one you'd pick, but I expected that, I guess. I'll say octopus, although I'd probably just starve. Octopus. Anita says, oh my goodness, my stomach flipped just hearing the choices. Octopus and tongue. All right, cow tongue. I know that there's Bill, I think down in the Southwest, I think you guys eat, what was Gary telling me they were called? Or Jay Cruz or whoever's in here that we've talked about this before, de lingua or something tacos. I forget exactly how it goes. But yeah, Casey says I have to go with octopus. I'm going with octopus also. I've had, squid, I've had calamari, which I love. I don't know that I've ever had octopus, but I can't imagine I would hate it that much. I think I'd probably enjoy that. I like seafood. Octopus can't be that bad. I'm curious in the chat, has anybody ever had octopus? Has anybody ever actually eaten it? You can explore the ocean in your lifetime, yeah. But like I said, they sea creatures, they scare me a little bit. Blue bananas. Yeah, we're going to get our hands on some of those. If you guys in the chat have never heard of blue bananas, apparently these things exist out in Arizona. Blue bananas. And I guess they taste like vanilla ice cream. It's a real thing. Oh, there you go. Nick had it. So Aldemir says charred grilled octopus drizzled with olive oil and lime. That sounds pretty good, I got to say. Lingua tacos, yeah. So Nick, have you had those? I know Gary's had those. I'm guessing Bill has. I know Jay Cruz. Pretty sure he's talked about it. Yep, there he is. He said he has. It's actually pretty good. It's like rubber. Calamari can be like that too. I love calamari. I'm the only person in my house that'll eat it. We've got a funny video of my son when we went to, where was it? Was it Gulf Shores? I'm pretty sure. We went to Gulf Shores several years ago, I think back in 2017, and he had calamari for the first time. We're going to have to find that video and share it on IG. It's hilarious. So, Matt, I don't know if you're watching, but we're going to share that video. All right. Bushy Beard says he'll take what Aldemir's having. And Nick's had it. He says it's good. Okay. All right. What else we got here? We're not going to be here too much longer. All right. Would you rather be your own boss or work for someone else? Would you rather be your own boss or work for someone else, given the choice? Yep, she ate it also, yeah. Did Andy switch up the profile pic? Garrett Reeves. Hey, what's up, Garrett? Good to see you, man. He said, have had both. Lingua tacos are good. Octopus mixed into seafood at Thai restaurant. We have a Thai place not too far away, but I'm probably the only person in my house that would go try it. I've never had it. All right, so answers are coming in. This is kind of how I figured this would go. So yeah, be your own boss, own boss, own boss. Yeah. Pretty much across the board. Yeah, and Andy's updating channel art. Okay, yeah, we were talking about this earlier. We were talking about Andy's channel art. So, Andy, good stuff, man. Good stuff. Actually tough. Own boss equals major headaches. Yeah, I'll talk about that in a second. But I think that it looks like own boss is going to win the conversation. I 100% own boss, which is exactly why I'm doing what I'm doing, trying to build something. I want to work for myself, not work for anybody else anymore. And I think most of us, yeah, I can't think of a better way. You know, they say that if you love what you're doing, then you're never working a day in your life. That's what I want. I want to work for myself. All right, what's next? Bill says, own boss. Thought I was when I retired, but now I work for my wife. I hear you, man. I work for mine too. All right, for you sports fans, would you rather watch the big game at home or live at the stadium? Would you rather watch the game at home or live on location? Klein, that's why you hire a secretary? Or did he hire one? Is that hired, or did he hire one, or is he supposed to? So Anita says home. Bill says home. Mrs. Coach says live at the stadium. Yeah, I'll go ahead and give my answer here with her. Absolutely. Lambeau Field, Green Bay is a beautiful place. We've been up there. Man, I've never seen a live game there. She's seen a couple, but it's a beautiful place to be. Lambeau Field is just an amazing place. We did a tour a couple of years ago. We got to go through the North Tunnel, down on the field, through the locker rooms, throughout the whole stadium. It's so awesome. Yep, live games are always better to watch. Andy says live. Zeb says I enjoy both, but nothing like being at the stadium. So Zeb, I think maybe I've told you this before, but I used to go to games all the time in Louisville. And Lamar Jackson, he played in Louisville. I got to meet several Louisville players through different, practices or going to games or whatever. Yeah, Lamar Jackson was a beast in Louisville. And for those of you that don't know, Zeb is a Ravens fan, so he's got Lamar down there as his quarterback. Cheaper at home. Mark Brown says AT&T Stadium. Your Cowboys dominated yesterday, man. That was a game. Depends on the sport, but prefer going to the game. Super Bowl's in Cali this year. Is it? I wasn't aware. So is it what are the 49ers? What is their stadium called now? It's not Levi anymore, right? Or is that the new one? No, Levi is the new one. Ellie says live. Aldemir says live as long as there's no annoying fans next to you. Lamar Jackson is extremely exciting to watch. So electric in person. Yeah, the game that I remember the most when he was at Louisville is when they played Syracuse. I think his sophomore year it was. Just a shootout game, and he jumped over defenders, all kinds of crazy stuff. One of the highlight plays of his careers was during that game when he basically hurdled a guy coming in for a tackle that if it would have connected, it was going to be a hard hit. But he basically hurdled the guy and kept going. I'm sure you've probably seen that clip. Live games are incredible fun, but as I've aged, I really appreciate being home and in control. Hey, I agree with that. My wife will tell you too. I like to be at home. I like to be right here. This is my spot. SoFi. Love going to live hockey games. So, okay, SoFi Stadium. So that's what Gary was saying too. SoFi Stadium. Tailgating and pregame. I haven't tailgated in so many years. We got to do that. Yeah, and he was awesome at Louisville. He really was. All right. What else we got here? We only have a few more. I think this is probably, I don't know, we'll see how this one goes. Would you rather make a phone call or send a text? Do you prefer to talk on the phone or text? What's your preferred method of communication there? So we'll wait for those to come in. I appreciate you guys still hanging out and having a great time. Great show. We didn't have many questions come in. You guys had questions in the chat, which was awesome. We had JPB and Casey came in and went live. I love these streams. I love doing these type of streams. So thank you guys for hanging out. Gary says text. Okay, sounds good, man. I'll be sure to write that down as a story. So text. FaceTime, yeah, I can vouch. By the way, for those of you that weren't, I don't remember if I played this before. Let's cut that music real quick. So a couple of Fridays ago during the Table Talk live stream, I think it was Mel that came up with the idea of having this as a sound. You guys, if you've seen Gary go live on IG or even on Fridays, you know Gary's all-time saying that just embodies who Gary is. I got it right here.
You don't know my life.
You guys catch that? You know who that was?
You don't know my life.
That is Mr. Gary Lewis himself on the Roadcaster here. So Nick H says text. Anita says phone call. Okay. Text. Mark Brown says call. Phone call. Garrett says text. Text. Yeah, I kind of figured text was kind of going to be the overall. Bill says FaceTime with the grandkids. Really depends on who and what the situation is. Yeah, for sure. There's a lot of times a phone call has to happen, but depends on who. Mother-in-law text. I hope she's not watching, Jason. Yes. Launchbox pre-orders. If you guys didn't see Gary's post earlier, the new company Launchbox pre-orders are up. So I'm excited for you guys to get your hands on those, whoever decides to pre-order those. Yep, Mark, you got it. That's Gary's saying. Hey, Mayor, what's going on, man? Good to see you. He said text, call for an emergency. Yeah, I'm with most of you guys. I prefer text, mostly just because of, always have something going on. Text is easier, real quick to chat out and talk about. But there's definitely times when phone calls are necessary, depending on what you're talking, business or emergencies, whatever. But preferred method is definitely text. Gary Lewis says, I prefer to walk to their house and chat face to face. How about that? Catch me outside. How about that? All right, so looks like text pretty much won that one. All right, what else we got here? All right. Would you rather be stuck on an island alone or with someone who talks incessantly? An island alone or with someone who talks, and I'm pretty sure that incessantly means nonstop. They don't stop talking. So would you rather be stuck on an island alone or with someone who talks a lot? Yeah, Mary, I appreciate you being in here, man. This is the first time that I've seen you come into a stream. Thanks so much for stopping by. It's an honor to have you here, man. Got to have you on the show at some point. We talked about it on the old channel, but I would love, and I've thought about this, I'd love to have you on the show sometime just to talk about, you know, you kind of have your own unique way of getting into content creation also, which for those of you that don't know, this is Mayor. Most of you in here know, but there's some other content creators in here that aren't necessarily in the beard community, but this is basically Dan C's best friend. They do streams together on Wednesdays, and Mayor's been involved with Dan C's channel pretty much from the start, with the Facebook group and all kinds of stuff. So yeah, I'm glad to see you in here, Mayor. I got to get you on the show at some point. All right, so island. Okay, so Bill says alone. 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 Okay, hold on a second. Hold on. I think my feelings might be a little bit hurt. Mrs. Coach said island, alone. My sanity matters.
Bruh.
You guys see that?
Bruh.
She wants to be on the island alone. That's okay. I guess that's okay. I want to be on the island alone too then, but I was going to say I'd bring you with me. I'm just kidding. I know what she means. Burton says myself. Nicholas Z says alone. Anita says alone. Ellie says alone. Mark, okay, so Mark would like to have the conversation. I can see that. Mark is, he's a cool guy to talk to. I can see that. Yeah, Mary, let's set it up. I'll DM you and we'll start to figure out a date for sure. Scott says, I take back my answer because my wife and I talk all the time, so I would need her. Yeah. Yeah, see, I was going to say my wife too, but she wants to be there alone, so I guess we're not going to the island together. And this is true. You do talk more than me. Yeah, yeah. It's funny at night. I don't know how many of you guys are like this, but at night when it's time to go to bed, you know, I'm pretty much like my mind is there. I'm ready to go to bed. And she likes to talk, and that's okay. And this is true too. Gary's the one that talks a lot. That is absolutely true. Zeb says, can I be alone with my dog? Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. All right, we got one more. One more, and then we will start to close out here. Would you rather read an awesome book or watch a good movie? Would you rather read a book or watch a movie? Both of them. The book is awesome. The movie's good. Which one would you rather do? Aldemir, if you're talking about Gary, I've told Gary and I've told his wife many times that she must be a saint because she puts up with him. She's got to be a saint. So Ellie says book. Jason says movie. Mrs. Coach says a good movie. I prefer visuals. Hey, Kombucha, how are you? Good to see you. Watch a good movie. Terrible attention span when it comes to books. Scott's going with a good book. Zeb says movie. Bill says a good book. Anita, movie. Mark says good movie. And yeah, Gary agrees. His wife is a saint. Yeah. Garrett says movie, ain't got time for books. I'm with you, man. So my answer is going to be pretty much the same, movie. I really don't have time to read books. There are exceptions though, so I don't know how many of you guys have seen the movie and read the book. One of my favorite movies of all time and favorite books is Ready Player One. The book and the movie cannot be any more different. Obviously the same overall theme, but the way the story goes, the book is actually a whole lot better than the movie. I prefer the book. But typically, yeah, movie. I'd rather just read the movie or watch the movie. Matt Stafford, 2 interceptions first quarter. Do they have OBJ playing? Is he in the game already? I thought it was kind of, I mean, I guess it's good that he went there because then, I forget the name of the receiver now, but he torn ACL, I guess, tore it in practice, so it's good they got him. I'm guessing he's in the game. Yeah, and if you guys haven't seen Free Guy, make sure you check that movie out. That was an awesome movie. Running Man is like that book and movie, completely different. Bill says I like the original version. What, Bill? What are you talking? Are you talking about Ready Player One or something else? Hey, the hot tub lady, how are you? Good to see you. You guys, if you guys have a hot tub or a pool, make sure you go check out this channel, the hot tub lady. She saved our pool this year. For those of you that, you know, maybe you saw the story when I did or whatever, but we had our vacuum back during it's still late summer. Our vacuum actually somehow ripped a hole in the bottom of our pool liner, which the pool liner was old anyway. It was going to need to be replaced this coming spring, but it ripped a hole in the very bottom. So obviously water's leaking out. And my answer was going to be, well, I was going to have to replace the liner anyway. I'll just leave it and we'll replace the liner next year and everything will be okay. She sent me a DM on IG and said, hey, make sure that you don't leave it like that because your pool wall will collapse and, you know, you'll lose your pool or whatever. So she saved my pool. I'm always going to give her credit for it. But if you guys have a hot tub, a pool, anything like that, make sure you check out her channel. And she does a live stream on Mondays. Correct me if I'm wrong. I think it's Mondays at, I know your Central time is at 3 p.m. Central, so 4 Eastern, I think. Mark says, I'll do a book on tape if it's Gary or Ken's voice. I don't know. I don't know if anybody want to hear my voice that long, but I appreciate that. Mel likes the Hunger Game books. She also likes the Hunger Game movies. Anytime those are on TV, she's watching. All right, Anita, thanks for hanging out. Have a great night. I'll see you at your next video, your next stream. Looking forward to it. Audible books. I do a lot of audio books, yeah. Book over movie. Yeah, Gary, every chapter ends with you don't know my life. Okay, so at 3 o'clock, I'm thinking that's 3 o'clock Central. So 4 o'clock Eastern. Do I have that right? I just want to make sure I'm right. All right, well, if nobody has any other questions, anything else they want to chat about, we are going to call it a night. I appreciate you guys for hanging out, for being here. This has been a fun stream. For those that came on stream, that came on screen, let me clear that. For those of you that came on screen, thank you for hanging out. Thanks for coming and just doing it, you know. For the questions we had, it's been a fun stream. I really enjoy these streams. So we have, Gary says, I need the Rams to lose. Yeah, Mel says she loves the music. She actually picked this music, so you guys let me know what you think. Mel picked this music. She told me that my music last time was no good. So, hey, Ellie, we're going to do this again. So this is basically going to happen every 2 weeks. For now, I'm going to figure out, I may actually start doing these as different streams, maybe on a, you know, I don't know, a Saturday morning or a, you know, some other time that doesn't interfere with anybody else's stream, but maybe make this its own stream because I like doing the interview streams also, but I love these streams. So I'm sure this will kind of change down the road, but for now we're doing these every 2 weeks. I'm trying to figure out the best way to market that because saying every 2 weeks doesn't really tell people which Monday it is. But yeah, we're going to do this again. So if you want to jump on at some point, you're more than welcome to. I'd love to hear some of the stories that you have about stuff you've done before. So Ellie likes the music. Thanks, Mark. Appreciate that. Yeah, thanks, Mayor. I'll be chatting with you, man. I look forward to talking to you again. We were going to do this on my previous channel, and then, you know, plans kind of changed for this. So I'd love to come talk to you about, you know, your perspective of how you came into content creation. I think that story's pretty cool. So, all right, everybody. Well, you guys know how to find me. You're at the YouTube channel already, so you're here. The website, kenthecontentcoach.com. Email Ken at kenthecontentcoach.com. On social media, it's pretty much Ken the Content Coach everywhere. And so that's where you can find me at. If I can do anything for any of you guys, please let me know. I'm always here. DM, best way, email. That'll get answered also. But thank you guys for being here. Mark said it. He wants to have Ellie's MTV story in 2 weeks. So, Ellie, I think the gauntlet has been thrown down. I think you got to be on next time. I think the crowd, the audience wins. So we'll see you in 2 weeks. But hey, everybody have a great night. Thanks for hanging out. We will see you. A lot of you will see you in Dan's stream here in 10 minutes. So anyway, have a good rest of your week, and we will see you guys next time. Remember, just hit record. Just do it. See you guys.